Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and today we're going to be unboxing a lot of figures that I picked up from eBay. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I got a bunch of stuff from eBay, and this was a really fun order for me. One of my saved searches on eBay is WWE fodder lot, and that is very general, but it covers a lot of stuff that I'm trying to look for. I've had people ask me like how I find this stuff, and the biggest secret is me being bored and me just regularly searching eBay because I'm trying to find some way to stimulate my brain. And that is how we ended up with today. So I was looking through eBay, I saw a lot of just some elites, I think, and I was like, oh, that seems like a pretty decent deal. I took a look at it, and then the seller's profile said if you ordered 5 things, it said like order 5 plus get free shipping. So they had a couple different lots that they had listed, as well as some single elites. So I picked up a bunch of stuff, and I don't remember anything. I think there's a Triple H in here, but that's all I remember. So I'm excited to open this up and check it out. Okay, so everything looks nicely bubble wrapped in here, so I'm just gonna keep grabbing some stuff from the top of the pile and get going. So first thing in here is weird looking. We've got a deluxe aggression Shawn Michaels, and this has to be hair swapped. I can't tell. Looks like the hair's cut a little bit on the side here. The sculpt itself is a nice looking likeness for Shawn Michaels, but that hair is jacked up. So I don't know what we're gonna do with this here. Not everything in the lot was useful, but I know there was some reason I picked it up. I can't remember what. Next up, we have this. So we've got the Jericho legs, which is what I found most appealing about this. I don't know if that is the torso that originally came on it. It looks like it. There's some Randy Orton arms swapped on, as well as this Carlito head sculpt, which I remember having the Jax version of this. It was like a green attire. So I might end up repainting. Obviously here they used some Sharpie or something, so that'll stain the figure. You can't just acetone that off. So I might remove the hair, and then repaint the head and see how it looks on the new Legends figure. I like that little fro on Carlito there. Ooh. Then next up from there, we have a Elite Santos Escobar. This was, I'm so rusty on my Elite sets now, so it's embarrassing. But this was a nice Elite figure. I thought it all moved around well. What I'm probably going to end up doing is just using this whole figure to make a Chavo Guerrero from WCW. Just acetone off what we need to here. This head sculpt was a massive pain to get on, which might be part of why it wasn't on all the way, but it looks like it broke on both sides, probably while they were trying to push it down there. But we could put some sculpting clay in there, or it'll probably just be covered up with the head whenever we use it, or we can just swap that top part of the torso. But one of the things I've wanted to do with my fodder lots is, or just like my extra parts, is pick up more figures that have double jointed arms, so I have more double jointed arms for customs as I go. I have plenty of old single jointed arms from Basics and Elite, or yeah, Basics and Elites, right? Yeah, Elites used to have, yeah, I had to think about that. Elites used to have single jointed arms as well. So gonna just try to keep adding those to the collection. Next up is a Jerry Lawler Elite, and this was the modern look that they had for him, which I think I have on my shelf. But when I did my Kerry Von Erich custom, it was based off a match when he fought Jerry Lawler, and I really want to make a couple Memphis looks for Jerry, so I will need a different head sculpt. Obviously, this is old version of him, not the longer hair with the goatee, but I can at least use these parts once I track down one of those head sculpts. I don't know if we're going to get more Mattel Jerry figures. Obviously, he's kind of got a controversial past, and I don't know if that's something that WWE, Mattel, TKO necessarily want to shed a light on, just because it's probably easier to just not do that. Next up is another Deluxe Aggression, and for the longest time I had used this head for a Jeff Hardy custom, but the head is honking, which is kind of the thing with all these Deluxe Aggression figures. They had a good idea. The Deluxe Aggression predated Mattel. They've got the double jointed legs, they've got the torso crunch, the legs move around better. They were just scaled really large, which I'm pretty sure Jeremy Padour was still the guy at Jax while these were coming out, and I feel like you can see a lot of Jazzwares when you look at Deluxe Aggression, positively or negatively. So, like, scale wise, I think that's one of the things, you know, that's a common complaint. Holy moly. Sorry, I'm looking at this next one. Anyway, we don't need to talk about Jazzwares today. Next up, we have an Elite Mysterio. So this one, I think we'll just repaint the whole thing. It looks like pen, so I'm not sure if it was Sharpie, what they were going for. I really want to make a Jonathan Gresham figure, and I'm going to have to do a lot of repainting for that. So having this torso and arms, having to get rid of all this schmutz on it, not going to be a huge deal. I will probably like sand it, acetone off what I can, and then spray it with some primer before I paint the whole skin tone. So not going to be a huge deal. Obviously you wouldn't buy this if you weren't customizing yourself, but that's why I look for this stuff on eBay. Then we have a John Cena that's in pretty decent condition. I believe I have the version that has the red on the bottom of the shoes, so this one I will find. And I also think I have a white shirt on my other one, so I'll try and track down the purple shirt for this one so we can have both those couple looks. I'm trying to add to my John Cena collection, get everyone in there that we can. So anytime I can get a John Cena Elite for a cheap price, I'm gonna hop on that. Now, I 100% forgot about what was in this order. Next up was I think this was the second version they made of Dean Ambrose in the Shield. I really like this head sculpt. It's kind of got that long hair, slick back look. I think there's a good likeness for him too, but he was just wearing just that like Under Armour shirt with the Shield logo. It is missing a foot, so we'll either have to swap it off. Yeah, it's cracked or broken there. So we'll just swap that off, give him a new Shield boot. Not a huge deal. I'll add that one to the shelf. Then we have what I believe was the Legends Rock figure. I'm pretty sure that's what this one is. The This Is Your Life Rock. I think that's what this was based off with the jacket. I mean, all Rock figures for the most part, besides when they upgraded to the new technology with arms and everything, they're all the same torso, legs. You know, they give him that Triple H torso, that more ripped one sometimes on his modern figures, but it's a Rock. I don't know what we'll do with it. I want to make some Maven customs, so that might be a part of it. Find something to do there. Next up, I've wanted to get a couple of these just for the legs, but we've got a Ricky Steamboat. I already have the red version and the white version on the shelf. I have his WCW one in white. I don't have the yellow Chase version. But some nice parts here for customs. This is one of the first figures I do remember having and using for customs. I do want to make a Chris Benoit, a few different Chris Benoit elites. So that's probably where these legs are going to go to, but a lot of just nice generic parts. Man, look at the pegs on that though. They're all turning white. I often wonder what my figures are going to look like I don't know, 15, 20 years from now, if I'm going to look at my shelf and not be able to touch any of them because they're just going to crumble. I've spent all this time building up this collection that's completely immobile. But maybe not. Maybe they'll be in fantastic condition and I'll never have to worry about that. Next up is one that's got something on it. I don't know what's on the leg there. Might be hazardous. We're going to stay away from it. But this is the Legends Terry Funk. And if I did not have the Coliseum Collection Terry, this would go on the shelf. We're also getting the Legends figures of him, and I'm pretty sure that's from WCW when he was fighting Ric Flair. I'm really excited for those in that tights look. Not the pinstripe look, I don't believe. It's just like blue and gray. I think for the two. I'll have to remember. I know we're getting some Terry Funks though. This is a nice head sculpt. Maybe I'll pop that off and Dremel it out. Make that another one of the swappable ones. I always like getting this torso. I think that fits a lot of guys, and they only really use it for like older guys, if they even use that anymore. Next up is an Eddie Guerrero. This was the Legends figure. It's not the from the Vault one. But again, these legs, these short calves that are molded in the tight style are harder to come by. And these legs are like this mold, not the Eddie legs specifically, are very versatile for a lot of guys. You can use them. I know Mattel is kind of making guys bulkier, which I do want, but I still have plenty of usage for these. And I mean, I could just make another Eddie Guerrero. I'm sure there's some attires out there that I don't have in my collection that I could add to it. Next up there is the Mr. Perfect Kurt Hennig, which was, I want to say this was a Legends figure as well. I've always liked this head sculpt with the dark wash in there. Add some texture to the hair. It looks very good. I don't know if I have this in my collection. I know I have a custom of mine, but I thought they made him too skinny. He's got the Jack Swagger body, and he's taller than I thought. He was like 6'2" or 6'3", and I always thought he was shorter, but he wrestled at a time where people were gigantic, so that might just be why. But I didn't feel like this figure captured his build very well, and the hips are not great, so it wasn't something I was trying to chase down, but it was in this lot, so trying to just look up on the shelf. I don't think I have this version of Mr. Perfect. I think I have the orange version from Target, and then that might be it. I'm sorely lacking in Mr. Perfect figures. I want to get the GameStop, what was that? The Retro Fest, the like black and white one. I'd like to pick that up sometime. I check eBay every now and then for that one. And then, so those were the two fodder lots. Yeah, so those two were two separate fodder lots. I think I paid like $43 total for everything. So it was something around there. It wasn't a huge expense, so I was very happy with it. But then I needed to find 3 more items to get the free shipping, which I'd probably only passed up like $10, $15 of what the shipping would have cost. But those 3 items I added were all relatively cheap on this eBay sellers page. So I grabbed one of the 1-2-3 Kid figures. I figured, I don't know if I have something for the legs necessarily, but this is a unique singlet torso. We don't get this very often. We are getting some more 1-2-3 Kid figures. We're getting the Click in purple, that like that Legends wave of just the Click. I think, is he in there? No, I'm not. Now I'm second guessing myself. I don't know if it was that wave. I know that we are getting him though in the purple attire, which is one I've wanted. I still want him in his black and white with the red stripes on it that say 1-2-3 Kid. That is what I had. That's the Jack's Classic figure I had of him, and that's just always what I've thought of with 1-2-3 Kid. But I'm glad we're at least getting the purple in that kind of scheme instead of like this is an iconic attire. I'm glad that we've gotten what we've gotten of 1-2-3 Kid, but this isn't like classic look 1-2-3 Kid what I really want. next up is Triple H, and I had my unboxing with a bunch of Triple H Elites. I had talked about doing a big work in progress Wednesday of just Triple H, which I plan to do, but this was another one. I was looking at decals from Curb's website, trying to decide what I was going to get, and there were a few different tights versions of Triple H that I wanted to do, so this was like $6.99, something like $8.99 from the seller, so I figured I'd throw it in. I'm not going to beat that price most of the like eBay auctions. I don't go on like Mercari and stuff a lot. I'm just used to eBay, so that's what I like to buy stuff off of. So it's a good condition Triple H. I mean, nothing new. I've got a bunch of these that have been through the collection, used for customs, all of that. So just going to paint it up, figure out what exactly I want to do with that Triple H. But then the last piece here, which of the single items, as far as the items that I won't be using for customs, this was the one I was most excited for, because it was just a guy I like, but someone I didn't, an attire I didn't have. But we have the Jake the Snake in this black and flame attire, and I don't remember what set it was from. I just knew I didn't have it in my collection. I was a big Jake the Snake fan when I was little. I thought he was so cool. I thought him bringing a snake to the ring was cool. And I've slowly been adding all of his figures to my collection. We have a couple basics that are out in, I know one's a green attire, and then the Chase version might be red or something. I don't remember. But I wanted to pick this up. I've got him in like the blue flame. I've got a bunch of Jake the Snake figures, but I don't have this one. So I wanted to add this. It was a cheap, efficient way to add it. Got me the free shipping I needed, but that is everything. So a modest lot, but almost all elites here. What do we end up getting? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. I messed up. I'm sorry, guys. I messed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 elites. And when I buy lots, I'll add it up, divide it by the amount of figures in there that I'm interested in, and I try to shoot for below $10 each. If it's below 10, I'm generally happy. Even if it's like 70 figures in a lot, and it's if 40 of them are basics, I'm probably not interested. I'm not really interested in picking up big lots of basics because there's only so much you can do with those. But elites give me just endless options. So I'm always really happy when I can pick up stuff like this. But like I said, that is everything for today. Always going to be more unboxings and everything coming on the channel. Work in Progress Wednesday, especially when we pick up fodder lots like this. I always have a few ideas in the chamber ready to go. So if you stuck around, I appreciate it. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.